be on my way. Think I miss you more than words could ever say. If I let you walk away, we all good is over. I will never see you no more. I'll be on my way. Think I miss you more than words could ever say. If I let you walk away, we all good is over. I will never see you no more. Feeling the pressure.
What up, YouTube? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sherry, and today I have for you a video of an eye look using the Lorac Mega Pro, the original OG Lorac Mega Pro. I didn't get this when it first came out. In fact, I wasn't even involved in makeup, period, whenever this first came out. So I was really happy that they re-released it. You know, those limited editions that aren't really limited. But anyways, I'm glad to have this. But as you guys know, I've been sharing with you my palette collection, and I'm doing that by brand. And my first brand that I chose to do the collection video on was Lorac, because that is the brand that I had the most of. I also realized in the process of going through those to show you guys that I rarely ever touch them. I know for a fact that I really love the Lorac formula. I just opened these big palettes and I'm really not sure what to do with them. There's just so many colors that I just kind of don't know where to go, and I always feel like there's a little something missing. And so as part of my palette collection reveal and sharing with you looks with these palettes, because I'm going to use every single one of them, I imagine I will decide on which ones to keep and which ones to declutter, or which ones to keep for the sake of comparison during videos. I don't really know how that's going to end up, but I don't really want to hang on to a bunch of palettes that I'm never going to touch whenever somebody else could be using them and enjoying them. So all of that to say, I'm going to use every palette from the Lorac collection that I've shared with you, and so you're going to see videos, palette collection #1 videos, all those kind of things. I don't know exactly how I'm going to name it, but I will have a series of me using these palettes for an eye look, each one of these. So you might get sick of Lorac, but on the other side of it, you may have some of these palettes that you haven't used in forever and you need to revisit, and so maybe this will inspire you to do that. So if you'd like to see what look I come up with using this Lorac Mega Pro OG, please keep watching. As I said, whenever I open these giant palettes, I often kind of get a little bit intimidated and think, oh my gosh, there's so many, I don't know what to do with these. But today I'm really drawn to these dusty rose, purple, pinks. You guys know me, but I've never dipped a brush into this thing, and so there are so many possibilities. Like, I just kind of don't know what to do. I do want to use some color. I might even pull in some of these blues. I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of wing it and see what happens. But I really do love that they always have 2 rows of mattes, 2 rows of shimmers, and the shimmers are often some satin, some metallic, and some in between. But I love that they have so many variations of transition colors. You never have to worry about a brow bone highlight or a transition color in a Lorac Mega Pro. I do have 2 or 3 others of these, and again, I rarely ever use them, so I gotta get on this. So here we go. I'm going to start off with my BH Cosmetics blender, and I'm going to go into the shade Fawn. It's just a very light tan shade. I've already primed and set my eyes and done my whole face, as you can already see, just so that we can concentrate on this eye look. So I'm going to go into my crease with this. And this is probably going to match my skin tone very well. And just a warning for those of you who have never used Lorac, and just a reminder for those of you who have, these are very soft and very pigmented. And with the lighter colors, you don't have to be so cautious. But when you start getting into the dark colors, it's very necessary to dip very lightly into the pan, tap off your brush, and build things up very slowly, because you can go in with a very distinct dark line and it will lock in or lock on to your eyelid, never to be blended out. I mean, you could blend for eternity and you would still just have it right where you set it down to begin with, so nobody wants any of that. So basically I'm just kind of putting something down to make blending of the other colors easier. You probably can't even see that, but it's still there. So I'm going to go down a little bit in size to a Morphe M441, and I'm going to dip into the next color down, which is Camel, and there's also Sepia. I'm going to go into both of those together combined and just go ahead and put that in my upper crease. I'm going to start tapping off now because I don't want to take a chance of making a major color mistake. But as you can see, this is a little bit deeper. I'm keeping it in my upper crease. I'm going to open my eye and look straight forward so I can make sure that when my eye is open, I can still see my transitions. And this is not showing up terribly dark, and so after the initial dip in, I realized that I don't really have to tap off on these, but I have brush hairs, eyelashes, little bits of I don't know what. Isn't that fun? So I'm going to the movie with my mom today. My friend Maurice gave me a Fandango gift card and an Olive Garden gift card for my birthday, and so I'm going to treat my mom today, and Maurice is treating both of us. So thank you, Maurice, for the gift. I really appreciate it, and I'm going to enjoy the time out with my mom. It's crazy, you guys. We've been wanting to go to a movie for the entire summer, and we really just haven't found a movie that we want to see, and it's insane, but there's a good reason. She and I aren't really into Pixar films, like kids movies, like Hotel Transylvania or whatever that is. Neither one of us really likes suspenseful action movies very much. We don't mind watching them, but like if we're going to go pay for a movie, we really want a movie with a good story. And to put it in a nutshell, chick flicks. We want to see a chick flick. And for the entire summer, there has just been nothing. There was one we were kind of interested in called Book Club that kind of has some of the older actresses that were really popular in their time that are still going for it. But there are a couple of them that she doesn't care for, and so we didn't go to that one. She's funny, and I understand it to some extent, but she doesn't. If somebody that is an actress has shown out politically to be not a very tolerant or nice person, like she won't support them in a movie. So she won't pay to go see their movie because she doesn't want to endorse what they stand for, I guess. I don't know, for me, I don't really worry about that too much. Okay, I've got to make a decision here. I have my transition and it's pretty warm, but I kind of always start with a warm transition. I'm kind of thinking about this dusty plum and this orchid somehow. Maybe the orchid on the inner part and the dusty plum on the outer part, and then I see a really pretty blush color here that could be a pretty inner corner. So let's go for it and see what happens. I'm going to use my let's see, I'm going to use my MAC 242 for the lid work. I just think I need to clean it real quick. I just think it's an excellent brush for that. So all that movie talk to say we're going to see Ocean's 8, and it has Sandra Bullock in it. It has Rihanna, Kate Blanchett, lots of really popular female actors. I'm going to go ahead and go into Orchid first. It's that kind of light lilac-y color, and just kind of put it from the middle 1/3 of my lid. Oh, that's pretty. Anyway, it's kind of a take on Ocean's 11, I think, which I liked, with George Clooney, and I can't remember who all else ended up in that movie, but anyways, that's what we're gonna go see. And the sad part is, like, we're just going because we just want to go to the movie so badly, and then we don't necessarily really want to see this movie. And I'm guessing that it'll probably be better than we expect. A lot of times whenever you like have you don't have high expectations for something, so it ends up being better than you expect, and vice versa. Sometimes whenever you really have high hopes for something, you get a little disappointed. That's not showing up a whole lot, but I have been like trying for a subtle look for weeks, and I just keep ending up with massive drama. And so I need to be okay with just kind of keeping it subtle today. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Ocean's 8. I'll give you the verdict another time. But I'm really hoping for a really good movie, a Christian movie like I Can Only Imagine, or one of those kind of movies, a Nicholas Sparks movie, you know, something like that. So, oh, my kitties are having a fight. I'm going to go into Dusty Plum with the same brush, and I'm going to go into blush and go ahead and do that, because I don't want to go into the darker colors and try to use this brush. Okay, so I kind of made a mess here. I should have tapped this off. I was talking, and yeah. Okay, back in, tap off, and I'm actually going to fix plus it. But anyway, I will let you know the verdict on how the movie was. Alright, that's not really doing much with this brush. There it goes. But I think I'm going to use my finger, and then I'll go back in with the brush. I'm not sure I'm impressed with this color. Well, it's getting better, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Not real impressed with that. But I'm just going to start with my finger on this side. And it's kind of weird because it looks so pink and frosty in the pan. And whenever you put it on the lid, and maybe it's because it's right next to that plum shade, but it looks darker than it looks in the pan, and it's really dusty. It's not shimmery like I was hoping for. I think I'm going to leave it at that for now. I'm going to get my Wayne Goss number 17 and do some of this outer corner with this Dusty Plum right here. And it's so funny, and I've talked about this before, how you kind of evolve with makeup, and you get things and you think they are so incredible, and maybe they are at the time. They are incredible. I'm going to dip into Wisteria too, which is like a little bit darker. This isn't showing up much either, and I'm like kind of confused because I've always had, you know, to be careful with how pigmented these were. Maybe I shouldn't tap them off. But anyways, I entirely forgot what I was talking about. Oh, it's like as you evolve in your makeup journey, I guess, for lack of a better term, you really think some things are fantastic because it's the best you've ever used. But then as you move on into using other products, and maybe even, you know, kind of going up in price, going up in quality, you sometimes return to something that you used to think was fantastic, and it doesn't perform as well as the things that you used to use. I really don't know what to do at this point because I'm not satisfied at all with what's on my eye, and I don't really see anywhere else to go with deepening up. Let me show you what I'm talking about, except maybe this espresso, and I just don't know that that's going to look very good with what I have, but I feel like if I don't do that, I have to do black, and black is going to be way too harsh. So I'm just going to go in with a tiny bit of espresso, see what happens. I'm going to pat it. I don't know that I'm going to love this color combination at all. I kind of had, well, that's deepening it up okay. I kind of had the thought that whenever I did these palettes that I would just use them exclusively. But like right now, I'm really wanting to pull like a ColourPop shimmer or something to get on the lid to make it look better, because it's just kind of patchy and weird, and there's no, I don't know, it's just not pretty. And maybe this is why I don't reach for these, because the colors just don't make sense, or the quality is kind of lacking. But I'm not loving this, and I feel like if I grab like Bubbly by ColourPop and put that on my inner corner, I can re-intensify the lilac color on the lid. And then anyways, I'm gonna do that. Be right back. All right, this is Bubbly by ColourPop. It's just a super shimmery pink, and it's one of my most used ColourPop eyeshadows. And whenever I did my vanity revamp, I'm going to use the 242. When I did my vanity revamp, I said I have not touched these ColourPop shadows in probably a 1.5 to 2 years. And I was so gung-ho about these things. And I used to really kind of struggle with them. And so, since I've learned how to prime my eyes better, and even, we'll find out today if glitter falls out all over my face, even with this, I just keep going further across. I may go across the whole 2/3 of the lid, because I don't really like how that orchid color looks either. But anyways, things that maybe bothered me about these Super Shock shadows, especially the shimmery ones, like glitter falling out on my face, which I'm already seeing it. Maybe, oh, and I also used to get a lot of creasing. Maybe, you know, using a glitter glue or something else, some of the other methods that I've learned to do to keep things in place will make these more usable, where I can get back into them. If you guys saw my vanity tour, you saw I have a ton of these Super Shock shadows. I've never counted them, but if I had to guess, I would say somewhere between 35 and 50, something like that. I have like 2 or 3 highlighters, and anyways, mostly Super Shock shadows, and a lot of them were collabs, like with Coffee Break with Danny and Kathleen Lights. But I really do love ColourPop as a brand. That's making everything look a lot prettier than it was, but I do have fallout everywhere. So I'm going to find my brush and see if I can't sweep some of this away. I even have it in my eyebrow. Okay, what now? I'm not sure. I think I'm going to pull this espresso color further in and just leave it at that, because that orchid, I mean, maybe I can use the orchid, maybe I can go back in with the orchid and maybe put it in between those two and for a merge. But I'll try it. But first, I'm going to intensify this espresso. This is a nice darkening shade. I don't know, maybe these are palettes that you just pull out to use as like a couple mattes with another, with like a really shimmery shimmery palette, but I don't know. I'm still not super impressed with the way this looks. And since I have to be somewhere, I really don't have a lot of time to experiment. I'm going to grab another flat shader and go back into that orchid and just kind of pat it in between here. That kind of looks neat. Maybe old orchid is going to save the day here. That looks kind of cool. But I don't have time to really try 14 different methods of making this work. It's either going to or it's not going to. But I like that. So I'm going to go over the edge of that with the brush I have espresso on. And do a little blend here. Not sure about it, but I'm going to use the same brush that I was using for espresso, and I'm going to run that under my lower lash line. Let me drag this down more. I have been so bad about making sure that my camera is in the right position. So, sorry about it. I guess I can't expect for every eyeshadow look I ever do to turn out perfectly. But I do. Probably about 2/3 along the way there. And then I'm going to take the next smallest Langoss, which is 19, and go into that orchid and just kind of blend underneath it. I think I am just going to find an inner corner highlight, brighten that up, and then I think I'm going to leave well enough alone. Maybe the eyeliner and lashes will save the day. Because, yeah, I don't love it. I'm going to go back into all three of my transition colors and just kind of go around the outside of this to make sure there's something that's sticking out above the darkness. I do love that bubbly. Just FYI, if you guys don't know about ColourPop, make sure that you put the lid back on tightly when you're done, or they will dry out on you. Alright, I guess, yeah, inner corner highlight. Let's go for it. I think I'm going to dip my finger into some of these. That doesn't really match. Vanilla. Let's go for vanilla. It's right there. Actually, there's one that says opal. I wonder if that's got a opalescent. We're going for vanilla. Yeah, that melted in nice. But anyway, that opal might be something cool to explore. Alright, I'm going to use the same brush cleaned off in cream right there for a brow bone highlight. I need a fancy name for these videos of the looks that I'm doing. Maybe the use every palette in my challenge, use every palette in my collection challenge. Maybe that would work. If you guys have something that's more snazzy and something that would make it a more fun title, then let me know. I feel like this isn't showing up at all. There we go. Alright, one final blend in between those two. Okay, I'm back with the lashes and liner on, and yes, it did improve the look. They always do. But I still don't know how impressed I am with the Lorac Mega Pro palette, this one right here. So anyways, I'm going to give you an up close and personal here. I'm in a rush, like always. So I'm going to go in with the No Nonsense Lippy. This is the Dolly Danger Plum Line Lip Liner by Buxom and the Plum Rose Lippy from Milani. So let's do that.
Feeling the pressure, feels like I'm losing forever, losing my breath now. We sink or swim off together, take on the pressure.
And there's the lip. I think the lip is pretty. I don't know how well it goes, but I like it. So let me put my camera up. Alright folks, messy bun, messy eye look, pretty lip. It is what it is, but I have to get out of here. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. This is going to be a long series, but I want to use OCD, sorry. I want to use every one of my palettes, and it's probably going to take me months. It is going to take me months, but I'm going to figure out what's good and what's not, what I need to keep and what I need to get rid of, and I'm just bringing you along for the journey. So thank you so much again for being here. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I ordinarily upload on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday with an occasional live stream on Wednesday at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time, or I might just pop up. You never know. So until next time, take care and God bless. Bye guys. But until next time, take care and God bless. Bye guys. Forgot the kisses. Oh my gosh.
I'll be on my